Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we.
Tony.
Yes, sir.
Finally back.
Yes, off the back-to-back.
Off of back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? Off of back-to-back. No doubt about it. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling like we run New York. That's the way I'm feeling.
And we ran New York even when KD and Kyrie was here. You know what I'm saying? Even when they was here, we were still running New York. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
We were still running New York. And now, I'm not going to front, though. The Nets play hard. They got a defensive squad. You know what I mean? They might be trying to build something there. And they got a ton of draft picks, obviously, from the Knicks. All of that. But they're going to have to get rid of Ben Simmons. Gotta get rid of that dude.
He about to come off the books.
Yeah. Their fans are not happy with Ben Simmons. All over the place. Tito said, wave, what do you say? At the All-Star break, Nets should waive Ben Simmons. It's all over the place, man. This dude here, Cranges. Nah, I'm done trying to support Ben. He's been beyond gone. Watford will shine when he fully takes over Ben's role. Another guy, Ben is so bad. I don't know, bro. Like, it's so crazy because he has such a promising career. Right? Ben was supposed to be the next LeBron, Magic. That's what people thought about him, right? The next LeBron, the next Magic, all that stuff.
I'm watching the game right now, so
yeah.
He missed 4 layups already. 4 baskets at the rim.
Right.
I'm in the first quarter, 3 minutes left.
Yeah. It's kind of sad to see where his career is now. For someone who was so promising, and I thought, you know what though, Tony? I will say this. I know where he's going to go next year. I already know.
LA.
He's going to LA. He's going to be a Laker.
For the cheap.
For cheap.
For cheap.
For cheap. He's going to go to LA. He's going to get with LeBron. And maybe we see a Ben Simmons resurgence after he gets with LeBron. Maybe. I could see that happening. He might not be an all-star. But I could see him going to LA and there being a resurgence with Ben Simmons.
They've been trying to pair them up for years anyway. So I could definitely see that. We was talking off air. I mentioned the Spurs, but
yeah,
I could. Here's the thing, I could see the Lakers, but given how the Westbrook thing played out, I could also see them slowing that down. You know what I mean? Maybe not going that route. But I could still see it happening too. But I could see them looking at how Westbrook and how that played out, and maybe saying, you know what I mean? But at the price tag that they could get him at, because I don't think he's gonna get a super big contract again.
Right.
Maybe it looks different.
Yeah. Greg said Kardashian killed his career. That's been the thing with the Kardashians for years now. You know what I mean? Years now. It happens all over the place, from basketball to hip hop. They find a way to finagle their way in there and stir up some drama.
Poison their minds.
Stay away from them Kardashian chicks, man. You know what I'm saying? If I ever get super famous, I'm running in the opposite direction. Oh man, that's crazy. Nah, I feel bad for Ben Simmons though. You know what I'm saying?
I
'Cause
mean,
just, I do. And mental health is definitely serious. You know, mental health is serious.
yeah.
You know,
I wonder if it's like was it Philadelphia that did it? You know what I mean? Like, and look what happened with Markel Fultz over there.
right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. They said New York's a tough city. That's another tough city.
Yeah. I mean, I would tend to say if he had some issues, he probably already had them. They were probably already there.
Of
You know what
course.
I'm saying? And yeah, they were probably already there.
And I'm sure
And
COVID
it's
didn't help. You know
right,
what I mean?
right. They were, and some things just then exacerbate them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just make them bigger.
And we forget how young, you know what I mean? This younger generation, you and I, we didn't grow up with social media on social media, right? So I think it's a lot easier for you and I to turn that off. You know what I mean? And neither one of us are like famous, so we're not gonna be getting the comments
Yeah,
that
right.
that he's getting. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's used to reading them and being praised, and then that turning around into venom, and
Yeah.
can't let that affect you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Sixers gave him that contract and he couldn't shoot. They gave him superstar money at the time. They did. They gave that man a crazy contract at the time.
But I don't think they paid him off of potential. I think they paid him because of his impact when things were rosy. You know what I mean? When his spirit was up.
Right.
Because you talk about all defensive player. I don't know if he won it, but he was in that conversation from guarding the 1 through 5,
Right.
switch on anything. You know what I mean? An assist leader. He didn't shoot, but he finished when he was first in the league. It went from that to, pardon me, not shooting at all at the rim or anywhere.
Right.
And that's where that mental lapse, I think, came in, where he just wouldn't shoot.
Yeah. Payback Carter say, yo, San Antonio, what's good? Payback, what's good with you, bro?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Been a minute. Definitely been a minute since I seen Payback. Marcus said, I'm going to ask Santa to bring the Nets a rebounder. The Knicks dominated the boards against the Nets tonight. They out-rebounded them by double digits, 47 to 32 or something crazy like that. 32, 35, something like that.
I mean, but they aren't all their centers hurt? Like, Claxton hasn't played. Deron Sharp hasn't played. I know the starting lineup there was no center. It was like all forwards.
All right, Dorian Finney-Smith started at center.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean,
they had 35 rebounds tonight.
I mean, you playing four wings. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, granted, your point guard is 6'10", but
Right.
But then your two guard is like 6'4".
Yeah. I mean, but you know, they got Ben Simmons playing power forward, only 4 rebounds tonight.
Mm.
Brother only took 3 shots, man.
That's the other thing too that I've noticed. Ben used to have the ball in his hands all the time,
Yes.
and that was to his strength, right? If he's a non-shooter and you take the ball out of his hand, he's a threat. You know what I mean? He's a complete non-threat. Because even when you toss it to him, you know what I mean? Like he's not gonna shoot it.
Right.
So you kind of, if you're not leading with him with the ball, he's neutralized.
Yeah. 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 Player just back on the Ben Simmons thing said, "I'm not watching another game as long as Ben Simmons is on our roster." So Ben Simmons caught it in Philly nights, catching it in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? And maybe he needs to go to some place where the fans are just gonna show him love, and they're not going to complain or cry or you know what I mean?
Australia, that's where he's from.
True.
I'm just saying. I don't know where he gonna get that love.
Like a place like Portland. You know, OKC shows a lot of love to their fans. Utah.
I couldn't see OKC.
Yeah. Probably not OKC.
Utah. They would love him.
Yep. You know, a place like that. A place like that would probably do him good. You don't have to worry about the fans bugging out on him all the time.
Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, get a whole country on your side.
Right. That might be a nice little fit for him there. Toronto. David said, I like how we're looking. We just got a few bad apples to get rid of, with Simmons being one of them. I didn't even realize this was another Simmons one right there. Yo, damn, it's crazy.
That's sad. You're right. It is sad.
It is, because this man had a crazy, promising career, man. Ash said this team plays extremely hard, but unfortunately, the talent gap offensively is apparent. Well, I mean, of course, it's going to be, because the Nets basically were trying to break down to rebuild. That's why they got draft picks and this and that. And the Knicks are trying to win a championship in win now mode. Trying to win a championship.
Well, I mentioned it offline, but do you think they should break it all the way down?
I think,
like I was saying, they got guys that I think could get them more draft picks, and you know, Finley Smith, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Schroeder, all their vets, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
in my opinion, I think any team, when they're trying to rebuild, should break it down and start from the bottom. Because not only is it because it's just everything, contracts, culture, you know, all of that stuff. I mean, obviously you're going to keep some young players that are on good contracts and those type of things, but yeah, I think you should break it all the way down and just rebuild from the bottom. I think that's the best way.
Considering the plethora of picks they got from us alone, I think that should have just jump started everything. You know what I mean? Like, so now it should be like, all right, how many can we collect? You know what I mean? Can we start to rival OKC?
Right.
You know, let's see if we could get some good draft picks or draft the right players, you know what I mean? And then see where we are in a year or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that is great, or my only question would be, who do you keep as a mainstay? You know what I mean? Like, because even a Cam Thomas at this point is probably a valuable trade asset, more valuable as a trade asset than he is long term. If you're talking about breaking it all the way down.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know their team well enough to know who to keep. I just know, break it down, get those big contracts out of there, get as many draft picks as you can, and then build it up. Kevin Berger said, remember going back and forth with Fulio, telling him trading for Simmons is a mistake waiting to happen. He later admitted he was wrong. Fulio wanted Simmons on the Knicks badly. He did. He wanted Ben Simmons. He was like, he's worth $30 million. He did this, he did that. He was an all-star, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, man, don't mess with Ben Simmons. I was like, that would be a terrible move. I mean, he did later admit it, but
I ain't gonna lie. I was on the train for a little bit.
Yeah.
I
mean, the thing for me was it was the
was
contract
what?
he had. The contract he had. I just didn't think he was worth that contract.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, my thing was, if Philly's fan base broke him down, like, what's New York gonna do?
Right. Exactly. Payback card said, how do y'all feel about the bench? Do you think they should make a move for a guy who can come off the bench and give you 15 points and being the six-man talk? I like Deuce, but we need someone better. I do think that's a piece. I like Deuce, and I actually think Deuce can be in the six-man of the year conversation. But I do feel like we need some reinsurance on the bench and a guy that can do exactly what Payback just said. I feel like I feel like that's the piece. We were just talking about that on the post game, right? That's the piece. That's the piece that I think the team is missing. That guy, like a Dante DiVincenzo. That can come off the bench and give you 30 any night. They may not average that, but they're capable of giving you that, But yeah. So Ash, yeah, there's a talent gap because your team is rebuilding. It's gonna be like that for a few years. So you might as well get used to it. Michael said too much Towns tonight. Yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns. I mean, come on. They're playing with a bunch of, like you said, wings out there.
Shout out to Kareem, barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, baby. You know what I'm saying? Playing with a bunch of wings out there. What was going to happen? They was going to get cooked. But Karl-Anthony Towns, I think for 95% of Knicks fans, Cat has changed his perception, their perception of him. I know he's changed mine.
100%. 100%.
Maybe being in New York just like woke him up, or he knows what he has to bring because he's in New York. You know what I mean? Yeah. He just basically he's got a fire inside that I didn't know he had. You know what I mean? And I'm loving seeing it, man.
I was gonna say it's delightful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we was just having that conversation off air. Like, he's way better than advertised. You know what I mean? And definitely open some eyes. I knew he was a offensive talent, but Yeah, he's something we haven't seen in New York.
Yeah, right. You know, and he's just at the beginning of his prime. And the Knicks
And
got him
we
on the fucking key.
Yeah, only time we seen that type of talent at the center was they was killing us. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like they was doing damage against us.
right,
So
right. You know, Jason said, I think he knows the New York fan base and how they'll kill him if he doesn't at least look like he's working hard. Right. True. I mean, you know, he's got to come out there. He knows. He gets it. He
sure, I
gets
said it the
everybody
other
in the league
day.
right now. They understand. They've seen what happened to Randall. You know, if they didn't get it before, they didn't understand it before. After the whole thing with Randall's entire stint, his entire 5 seasons with the Knicks, they get it. They're like, oh shit. If I go to the Knicks, I better be ready to get busy because, you know, they don't care who it is. They're gonna try to tear you down if you're not producing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think
And like I
everybody
said,
understands that.
the other day, he got his Dominican family members. You know what I mean? That he got to go home to as well. So it's not just a
Right.
fan base. He got family right here.
Exactly. Flax said, "Fuck campaign. He's a little." Hold on. When I first read it, I thought it said cocky. Yeah.
His bro was really mad.
Yo, that caught me off guard. I thought it said cocky when I first read it. It doesn't. It says, damn,
Oh, I
that's
think
cold blooded. Dang, bro. Chill out.
Cam must have came to New York and stole his boo or something.
So he took his girl. He took his girl. He came to New York and she drove off with him.
He was like, you leaving me for this dude?
Oh man, that's crazy. Damn.
Had to steal his girl.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Cam played well tonight though. You know, played well tonight, 9 points, knocked down some threes, gave, you know, a nice little spark, nice little boost without Deuce on the bench. You know, I don't know if he's going to be here after this season. I think the Knicks are going to try to make a move to get another guy in to come off the bench, but you know, he'll produce for us this season.
I'm sorry, East Blue Drew. He knew what it was. That's what.
Yeah. Right. That's exactly what it is.
That's definitely messed up the parlay energy.
You know what I'm saying? Word. That's crazy. That's crazy. But what do you think? You think campaign is going to be here for a while, or is just a one and done season thing?
I mean, I got PTSD, so it's like the better he plays, and he might price himself out of our range. You know what I mean? So I think if I had to make a bet, it would be a one and done. Because you know what I mean? Like if he does well, his value goes up. We probably can't afford him. Right? If he doesn't do great, then we probably don't really want to bring him back. We're gonna look for different options. So when it's not too many times when a guy signs a 1 year and he ends up coming back.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
It's usually like a prove it for the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless he's like super producing. Just like had a crazy productive year, then they might bring him back. He could be moved. East Drew Blue said he might be moved. He could be. what kind of player do you see, or who do you see the Knicks trying to target as a 6-man type of guy?
I think it's tough because of where we are financially.
Yeah.
And what we can afford. I really think what they're looking at, honestly, is going to be a specialist. So like when you say a guy that could get you 30 on any given night, I don't know if it'll be that productive. But I think they're gonna look like Shamit or the Shamit replacement, the Shamit type, a knockdown shooter. You know what I mean? Like, I think a shooting specialist is gonna be their main goal.
Right.
And honestly, probably the more size that person has, the better chance they have. But I mean, it was preseason, but Shamit was playing. You know what I mean? He was like Tibbs was playing the 3-guy lineup with Shamit, and it was effective. So again, if Shamit heals up, I think it might just be that. It might be a 3-point specialist. I don't know. I don't know if we could afford like the Jordan Clarkstons and the veteran guys. I think we would either have to get lucky and find somebody within that, you know, kind of like how with Deuce is on a contract that's kind of undervalued. You know what I mean? Like somebody who could outplay their contract. I don't know if we're gonna get a true veteran minimum guy, like with multi years of experience and all that.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. And then Flax again said, I can't wait for the Knicks to crumble. Well, didn't happen.
It's gonna be a long time, bro.
Well,
Our window. Listen, expect late first round picks for the next however many years from us.
Right.
Expect late first round picks because we are not crumbling. We're not folding. The window is 5 years.
Exactly.
With the squad.
Exactly. Leon Rose and those guys know what they're doing. Yeah, Nets fans. Oh, wait a minute. Nets fans are definitely praying for our downfall, you know, especially after KD and Kyrie chose the Nets over the Knicks. And that crumbled. And they got James Harden in tow, and that whole thing crumbled. Oh, they want everything the Knicks are doing to crumble.
They tried to fast track things. You know what I mean? Like they tried to fast track things. It started with the old big three that they tried to assemble with Garnett and Pierce and Darren Williams, and you know what I mean. But they tried to fast track it. Right. We Knicks fans, we know that don't never work.
It don't work.
You can't fast track it.
We've tried it mad times. You know, I mean, it's probably 1 in 10 times, or you know, a low percentage of times does it work. 1% chance of time does it work. You know, you got to go through the fire, like the Knicks did, and now this is where the Knicks are. You know, it's where the Knicks are. Anyway, yeah, right. They didn't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's crazy. app, whatever, said they're catching hell in Philadelphia. Embiid is about to miss another game. That thing's gonna burn too. That's burning too.
You know it's crazy, Sam. We was just talking about this too, but we not necessarily Embiid, but you know what I mean. Like we was waiting for that big move, right? That big piece, that big trade, and we always had Embiid on our mind, Giannis on our mind. You know what I mean? And like you said, a lot of us didn't want Cat. You know what I mean? A lot of us didn't necessarily think he was that piece, right? That missing
I
piece.
know. I didn't. I was nervous about it. I felt like it was going to take away. Yeah, I was nervous about it.
But then you look at, you know what I mean, Embiid's situation. We talked about Giannis's potential fit versus what we've seen with Cat here and Cat's potential fit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta salute this front office.
Yeah, no doubt. Bap said, I've been watching nothing but Knicks for 7 years. I just don't remember your name. So I'm glad you commented and thank you. I appreciate you for watching, bro. Keep watching.
And guess what? We gonna remember now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hurry up.
It's gonna stand out now.
Yeah. Kevin said, I don't feel bad for Philly. Taking fans hard, earn money, and losing games on purpose. And that's another team. Nothing to show for it. Not even the Eastern Conference Finals for Philly. Yeah, you know, they went through the whole tanking and all of that.
And that's another thing. Like, you gotta get those picks right.
Gotta get them right.
You know what I mean? Jaleel Okafor, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz.
Only one they got right.
Was Noel in that
Nerlens Noel? Yeah.
Was he in that process time?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so too. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like, they thought they got it right with Embiid and Simmons. It was like, all right, we got 2 right out of 5. You know what I mean? But we got it. And then a couple years down the road, this is what. And how do you convince your fan base for the next rebuild?
Yeah.
After your motto being, you know, trust the process.
Right. Exactly. Trust the process, and it didn't work. No.
Man, we don't trust. Okay. Shout out to running back Philly. He got the shirt and say trust the process, but it's crossed out. It's trust issues. And I get that.
Yeah, Kevin Tatum was supposed to be in Philly. Yeah. The Celtics tricked them. If they would have gotten Tatum and Embiid, now you're talking a different story. Now you're talking a different story. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, you know, the Knicks did it the right way. It's a little bit scary. They did it the right way, built the team, but now they kind of cashed in some chips to, you know, upgrade the team. So that's always scary when you do that. Always scary when you do that, but you got to do something. And sometimes you got to try to take that chance, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. You know, it's almost 1:00, and I got to get up early so I can make some money and whatnot. You know, so I definitely appreciate you all. The Losers Lounge. Hopefully, we'll be doing another Losers Lounge tomorrow night. So we take down the Washington Wizards. That's the plan. Do another one tomorrow night. Tony, anything before we get out of here? You going on tomorrow?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the time, but I'm gonna be on tomorrow. So, Knicks and Bruisers, check me out.
No doubt.
I think we're doing has the Knicks turned the corner. Have the Knicks turn the corner.
The Knicks turn the corner. Okay. I hope so. I hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. Peace.
Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, you know, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, you know, recently. But things can change quickly. You know, once we losing is what got us here.